All right, buckle up, because today we're going deep, folks, diving headfirst into the world of luxury import-export, specifically watches and jewelry. Think it's all glitz and glamour. Think again.
This way more than that.
Exactly. We're talking high-stakes logistics, a global dance, really, and knowing what's hot and what's not before anyone else. And to guide us through this maze of luxury, we've got RoleCatcher.com's Career Insights.
A goldmine of info for anyone, even a little bit curious about this world. It's a career path that's booming right now. No surprise with how interconnected our world is becoming. But here's the thing, it demands a special mix of skills.
Right, you can't just be a numbers whiz. Got to have more than that up your sleeve.
Ah.
So let's break it down. What does an import-export manager in this world actually do? RoleCatcher says it's about creating and running the whole system, making sure those luxury goods glide across borders like a figure skater on ice.
Sounds simple, but picture this, all right? A shipment of diamond earrings leaving Paris, their destination. A VIP client in Dubai. Now, it's not just about getting those earrings from point A to point B. Imagine a maze, but instead of walls, it's international trade laws, customs regulations.
Oh, boy.
And it's not always smooth sailing. There are hiccups along the way.
I bet those are some pricey hiccups we're talking about. One delay, and you got a whole lot of very important, very unhappy customers.
Exactly. That's where an import-export manager proves their worth. They're masters of planning ahead, dodging those curveballs, and let's not forget, keeping up with the tech world.
Because you can't track a diamond-encrusted timepiece on a spreadsheet.
You got that right. RoleCatcher says it's all about those high-tech tools now. Logistics software, real-time tracking, even AI for knowing what's going to be hot before it's hot. Being tech-savvy. It's not an extra anymore. It's a must-have.
So high pressure, high tech, this is a world that moves fast. But what's the upside? RoleCatcher does paint a pretty tempting picture, I've got to say, in their pros and cons section. We're talking big earning potential, working with those big-name luxury brands, maybe even a bit of international travel.
And don't underestimate the feeling of, well, making it all happen. Seeing that complex global operation go off without a hitch, it's got to be a rush.
Okay, I'll admit, jet setting with a briefcase full of luxury watches, that's got a nice ring to it. But let's be real, there's always another side. RoleCatcher lists potential for a stressful work environment as a con. Not exactly shocking, but what keeps these managers up at night?
Let's just say a tiny mistake, like a misplaced decimal point on a customs form, could cost you thousands of dollars in fines. Or imagine a whole shipment of those luxury watches stuck in customs because someone forgot a signature. The right paperwork, not the best look.
Definitely not. High stakes, even higher expectations. So how do you even get your foot in the door? RoleCatcher's academic pathways section suggests a pretty diverse range of backgrounds, from the usual suspects, international business, supply chain management, to data analysis, even foreign languages.
Makes sense when you think about it. Data analysis helps you predict what those luxury buyers are craving in different corners of the world. Languages, well, you've got to talk to suppliers, clients all over, right? It's a global role in every sense.
So it's not just about moving luxury goods, it's about understanding a global clientele, what makes them tick.
Now you're getting it, and that's where things get interesting.
It's like they say, it takes a global village to get that luxury watch on someone's wrist.
Yeah.
But knowing the theory, that's just the first step, right?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher really stresses hands-on experience. Internships, they say, entry-level gigs, even volunteering if it's got that trade focus. Got to get that real-world know-how.
So it's not enough to just read about it. Got to get your hands a little dirty. Or I guess in this case, maybe it's more like keeping those white gloves pristine while handling the high-end goods.
You said it. And that's where RoleCatcher's functions and core abilities percentages really open your eyes. Get this, 59% of the job, monitoring. But we're not talking security cameras here. It's analyzing data nonstop, spotting those potential roadblocks before they happen, and making big decisions on the fly.
Sounds intense. Like conducting an orchestra, making sure all those instruments, all those moving pieces are working in perfect harmony to create this flawless symphony of luxury logistics.
Now that's a good analogy. And speaking of orchestrating a career, RoleCatcher maps out 3 main stages in this field: coordinator, then specialist, and finally manager. Each one builds on the last, more responsibility, more leadership as you climb that ladder.
You start as a coordinator, right? Laser focus on the tiny details, making sure every document is perfect, every form signed in triplicate. Then, as you gain experience, you become a specialist. Maybe you're the go-to for importing gemstones, navigating that world like a pro. Or you've mastered the ins and outs of watch distribution networks, all those intricate connections.
Right, and then finally you reach the peak, becoming the manager, the one calling the shots, overseeing a whole team of specialists, setting the strategy for all those import-export operations.
So you're not just along for the ride, you're charting the course, navigating the ship. RoleCatcher also highlights certifications, like the Certified International Trade Professional, that CITP, a way to stand out, prove you're serious about this.
It's a smart move because this field, it never sits still. New regulations pop up like weeds, trends change overnight, and technology, that's a whole other beast that keeps evolving at lightning speed.
Gotta stay ahead of the game, or you'll get left behind. It's not just about moving those luxury goods anymore. It's about understanding those desires, those little nuances of a global clientele.
Exactly. You've got to know what those high-end customers want sometimes, even before they know it themselves.
It's true, we've been talking about this import-export manager role like it's on an island or something, but really, it's intertwined with the whole luxury market, and that's changing faster than ever.
You've got that right. We think of those fancy boutiques on Fifth Avenue, Rodeo Drive, but luxury's not just about those brick-and-mortar shops anymore. E-commerce, it's taken over, even for the high-end stuff.
Makes you wonder, when you can buy a diamond-crusted watch from your couch, does that change the game for these import-export managers?
Oh, it changes everything. Suddenly, it's not just about boxes on a ship. Now it's about digital supply chains, cybersecurity, making sure that online shopping experience is smooth, secure, but still feels, well, luxurious.
Because let's face it, buying that luxury watch, it's not just about telling time. It's the whole experience, that feeling of I've made it.
Yeah.
That's got to come through online, too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then there's the whole sustainability thing, ethical sourcing. Especially with luxury, people want to know where their stuff came from, the environmental impact. Did the brand do things right?
So it's way more than just moving a product from point A to point B now.
Way more. This modern import-export manager, they're like a strategist, a logistics whiz, a cultural chameleon, all rolled into one. And now, more than ever, they're the ethical gatekeepers, making sure things are done the right way.
It's like this role reflects all the big changes happening in global business right now. It's luxury, it's tech, it's ethics, it's knowing what consumers want even before they do. Wild.
And that's exactly what makes it so demanding, so challenging, but also so exciting. If you love a puzzle, if you're passionate about the world of luxury, and you're ready to ride the wave of global trade, this could be the path for you.
So there you have it, folks. We've gone deep into luxury import-export. We've explored the role itself, what the market demands, and how it's all evolving right before our eyes. It's a world that's both dazzling and tough, glamorous and gritty.
And most importantly, it never sits still. If you want to be a part of it, you've got to be ready to adapt, to keep learning, keep evolving.
On that note of exploration, we'll wrap up this deep dive. We hope you've learned a thing or two, maybe even gained a new appreciation for those luxury goods and the journey they take to get to you. Until next time, keep those minds open, and we'll see you on our next deep dive into a whole new corner of the professional world.